Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome to another live with your girl, Lady Visionary. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome, welcome. If you're new to the channel, please do go ahead and subscribe. I promise it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to support us here on the channel. You know, we talk about all things Africa, from relocating to investing, um, to problems and solutions. So I mainly focus on Rwanda, but I do touch upon other parts of the continent as well. So if you're interested in that sort of content and you're here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, support. There'll be a slight delay for those of us listening after the live because we're waiting for a few people to join us. Before we sort of go into the live, I just want to say thank you everyone who's joining us here today. The topic, I think it was a necessary topic. I was really thinking about this yesterday. The topic is step outside your box. Mama Africa is calling. I feel like it's a very necessary topic, hence why I've just decided randomly to bring it on to the channel. I won't be here very long, so I have left the link in the comment section if any of you feel like you want to add anything to this particular topic. I'll just go and quickly just talk to you about the Africa Rising Investment Funds. That's an initiative that I launched this year, particularly focusing on rural settings. So the young people in rural areas of Rwanda, so they get the opportunity to pitch their business ideas to us, and we basically fund them an amount from 200 up to £1,000. So also I have left the details in the comment section, so do go ahead and check it out. Every support that we get is going towards the Africa Rising Investment Funds. So yeah, that's one of our great initiatives that we are, that we've launched. I'm very excited about it. The plan is that in February 2021, we hope to, launch this project in Rwanda. So, as I said, the support that we get from you guys is very, very important. So do go ahead and support us. As we're waiting for a few more people to join the live, let me know, guys, where are you listening in from? If you're listening in today, please go ahead and let me know where you're listening into. Don't forget to like the stream, like give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about the topic. We're about to start shortly, so I'm just waiting for a few more. I don't normally do a live during the day, but this was something that was on my heart, and I said to myself, I have to share this message, even if it reaches one person. It's fine, because the conversation needs to be had. And so let me just get into it, really. Let's see if anybody's sent out any comments or no. Okay, well, Connecticut. So G Griff, you're listening from Connecticut, USA. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are all doing well. I appreciate you all being here today. Very much appreciated. So this topic, looking forward to the discussion. Okay, I've sent the link out. So if you are interested to join, I'm seeing more of you join. Welcome, welcome. How are you? How are you? Let me know where you're listening in from. We're about to start on this topic. Very, very necessary, because I do feel that fear is holding us back, and many of us are stuck inside this our own little boxes, and it's suffocating and it's not progressive. So welcoming you all who are joining us right now. The topic's on the screen. We're about to go into the topic a bit further. Let's see. So Marvelous is with us in the building. Hello, Marvelous. How are you doing? It's a good topic. Very surprised you're here at this time. Yes, exactly. I don't normally come on at this time, but last night I said this topic was on my mind, and you know, even last night I was going to wake up and start doing a live, and I was like, no, this would be too random and people are just not prepared. So I put it out so that people have a little bit of time to prepare. But yes, I'm not normally live at this time, but you know, it's a very necessary discussion, very necessary topic. As I said, I have a message for, you know, my viewers and beyond. If you're new to the channel, please do go ahead and subscribe. If you're here for the first time, again, just, you know, like the stream, subscribe, and, you know, welcome again, back again to all my subscribers. You know, those of you who've been riding with me, thank you guys so much. Those of you who are new, those of you who are old, you've been with me for a little while, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all the support I'm getting from, you know, my subscribers. To be honest, I said this before, I didn't really expect all the support that I'm getting. So really, it's been really sort of refreshing, and also, you know, encourages me to keep on going. So, you know, I really just want to thank each and every one of you out there. And as we're having more of you join the live, I just want to say thank you. I think my lighting keeps going in and out. I'm not quite sure why, but hopefully that won't disrupt the discussion. So I'm going to start. I think there's enough of you to start. And obviously those who come in late will have to go back from the very beginning just to kind of catch up on the topic, really. So basically, this topic, step outside your box, Mama Africa is calling. Just from some of the emails I've got from some of you, some of the messages I've got from some of you, I became sort of more aware that a lot of you, or a lot of us, should I say, are wanting to go to the continent. We have amazing ideas, brilliant ideas that we want to take to the continent. We want to, you know, bring about solutions to a lot of problems on the ground, and we want to improve our quality of life. Okay, lighting is fine. We are here for the message. Fantastic, great. So many of us, as I said, we have great ideas, great initiatives. We want to improve our quality of life. You know, the situation in Europe and America is not conducive to the way we want to live. You know, we know that there's better out there. But for some reason, I feel like some of us are inside a box. And inside this box, it's very sort of suffocating, right? It's not allowing us to realize our full potential. And so many of us become sort of comfortable with our situations. We think, you know what, making this change, making this move to Africa, it's far too uncomfortable. For many of us, we're so used to, you know, the typical 9-to-5 jobs. And many of us, we're just not happy. We're not happy. We're moaning every day. You know, we want the situation to change. Nobody's changing the situation for us, but actually we need to do it for ourselves. And many times we're battling with our thoughts day in, day out. Oh, should I go to the continent? Should I explore this? Should I explore that? Or should I just, you know, stay where I am in the Americas and Europe? Should I just stay where I am, even though you know that you're not happy, even though you know that there's better out there? Still, you know, there's something pushing you and pressing you inside this box, and it's so toxic. For many of us, you know, we're left stressed, high blood pressure, diabetes, all sorts of health issues related also to the conditions that we're in. I feel like now there's no excuse, because information is out there for us. There's so much information out there for us in terms of how our project could potentially be successful on the continent. We have the likes of Wadamaya, who's, you know, giving us different perspectives of Africa. For those of you who don't know Wadamaya, he's another YouTuber, but I'm sure many of you know him. But if you don't, He has a YouTube channel. You just type in Wade Maya or Mr. Ghana Baby, he'll come up. And he's got so much content on YouTube that's really sort of breathtaking and very inspirational. Go and check it out. He creates content on Africa, and you know, he's changing the narratives, he's giving different perspectives. And what I love about his channel is the fact that he's been able to reach people on the ground who are doing amazing. These people are from the Black community, Black Africans, Black Americans, if you want to say that, who are on the continent. They have faced their fears and they said, you know what, I'm leaving America, I'm leaving Europe, and I'm going to live out my dreams on the continent. And so on his channel, you can basically see all those examples that can give you the motivation to say, you know what, this project that I have, this burning desire that I have within me to go to the continent and explore different ideas, let me also go and try. Because there are people that don't look like us. People always complain about the Chinese in Africa. They're going out there, they're taking risks. And even now during this pandemic, you know, they're on the continent working because they know and have always known Africa has been the past, the present, and the future. And they've said it. China has said that, you know, they know that they can't progress without Africa. And so that's why they're positioning themselves to gain and to benefit and to leave a legacy for their children and their children to come. And so I just want to, you know, really say, why are we afraid? Why is it that so many of us are stuck inside the box, even though we're not happy? And I think about my own journey and my own experience to be where I am today. You know, I've not always been in that position where I felt I'm able to do certain things in my life. I've been in positions where I've felt very fearful in the past, and that's held me back. I'm laying on my bed thinking, I'm not happy, but for some reason or another, I can't push past this barrier. And so I had to really sit down and sort of talk to myself. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but yes, talk to myself. What is it that I want to achieve in this life? And how am I going to get there if I'm allowing fear to suppress me and leave me inside a box that's suffocating my hopes and dreams and the dreams and sort of the potential of my future and the future of my children and their children? Some of us, we have amazing aspiration and goals that we're more than capable of doing, But some of us, let's just be honest, some of us know that it requires work. It requires a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of maybe sleepless nights. And a lot of us knows that it will take work to get there, but a lot of us are not willing to put in the work. We just want it just like this, just like that. You want it to happen tomorrow. But guess what? Rome wasn't built in a day. And I'm sure many of you have heard that saying. Rome was not built in a day. So we can't expect that we will set a goal today and expect it to be achieved just like that tomorrow. And then we must understand that we have to take the necessary steps in order to achieve the things that we hope to achieve. So let's see your comments. So G Grift, my family and I want to leave, but our biggest fear is stream of income. We're delaying the leave because of finances. We have to save as we do not want to return to Babylon. I really do understand that. And I think that for many of us, that is a big fear. But at the same time, if we've got that fear, We've got to put a plan in place. What is the plan? What is the plan? If it's savings, that's right. You may need to stay put and accumulate the savings. Maybe there are other strategies that you can think of that will allow you to have sustainable income on the continent whilst you're there, because that's very important. I don't agree, obviously, with just up and leaving without a plan, because I've seen so many scenarios where people have upped and left and run right back to the Americas, right back to Europe. And I've said to myself, I don't want to be in that position. I'm only here in the UK because, I was in Rwanda with my two young children. My son, he was 1, coming up to 2 when we were in Rwanda. My other son, I took him, he was 6 months. We were there, we were living our best lives. My children were happy, most of the time, the sunshine. They would, like, my eldest son, he would, every morning, he just look forward to getting out the door and being out on the veranda, and he loved it. And I was having the time of my life, the sunshine. I was busy working on some of my projects. It was just amazing. I came back to the UK for a funeral. I got stuck. And there's been so many challenges for so many of us, but my aim is to be back in Rwanda before the new year. So let's read some more of your comments. You feel stagnant? Definitely. I tell you, in Europe, and I speak to so many people prior to going to, Rwanda, I speak to so many people, some Rwandese, some who are just, from other parts of the continent, who they feel so stagnant in their positions. Then they've not been given opportunities to progress within their institutions. They feel like nothing's working out, but still they toy around with the idea of moving to the continent and going back home, but fear kicks in. And guess what? Fear just allows you to be stagnant, no growth, year after year after year after year, just being tired, not getting the treatment that you deserve, not getting the respect that you deserve for the job you deserve, not even sometimes getting the money for the jobs that you deserve. So, G-Grift, let's see. Yes, we plan to put in the work. First goal is to visit, then research, then plan. We have a 5-year plan. Definitely. As long as you have a plan, I think you're going into the right direction. Definitely. I am someone who, I agree with planning. Definitely. You have to plan, do your research, analyze, strategize. Because as you say, when you go to the continent, you don't want to be in a situation where you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't really think this through and I'm not well prepared. So guess what? I'm running back to the Americas, to Europe. And again, you're in a situation where you're not even happy. And so what I want to say is that I'm challenging all of you, including myself, to step outside your box. Think outside the box. Think outside the box that's keeping you oppressed. So Ebony is saying, like, I don't want to be ripped off. I also fear sending money to build and it being stolen. I think when it comes to sending money, for me personally, sending money to build projects, just because of some of the scenarios I have heard, for me personally, I wouldn't advise that, because far too many situations turn out wrong in these circumstances. And so for me, I advise for you to be on the ground as much as possible when you're doing a building project on the continent. That's my personal views on the matter, but I know some people may say otherwise. but definitely you have to be careful. Like anywhere else, you do have to be careful. But as I said, I would advise you to be on the ground if you're thinking about building a project. Yeah. So I came across a quote today, and I think that some of you may be familiarized with this particular quote, and some of us may just be hearing it for the first time. So I'll read it and let you know what it says. It says, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the interventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take the first step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream." I really do think that's a powerful, powerful quote. The graveyard is the richest place on earth because so many of us have, as I said, amazing ideas, amazing projects that we would love to execute. And laying in the graveyards are so many people who had those ideas that didn't come to fruition. Why? Because they allowed fear to hold them back. Sorry about this, someone is calling. So yes, they allowed fear to hold them back. And I vote that to myself, that I would not allow fear to hold me back to the point that I don't live out my dreams and my potential. And so I feel like it's better to have tried and to say, you know what, that didn't work, than to not have done anything at all. And even when you've tried something and you feel like you failed, I don't think that you should give up. I feel like you should think, well, okay, I tried this, it didn't work. What can I do differently if faced with if faced with the same situation? How can I make this a success? Many of us, we start out on our journeys and we expect to succeed, as I said, just like this. We're faced with a few hurdles in the road, and then we're like, you know what? I give up. When I also think, if I have that sort of mindset, is that the type of mindset I'm also going to pass on to my children? Am I going to teach my children that at the first hurdle, at every challenge, when you fail, you just give up? You just lay on your back and give up? No, I'm not going to teach my children that. I'm going to let them know that, it's okay. It's okay to fail. But guess what? You have to get up and you have to keep going. There's another saying, it's not over until you win. And so, as I said, many of you out there have toyed with the idea of going to the continent. For years, for some of you, it's been years you've been toying with the idea of that. Some of us, because of fear, we won't even end up on the continent at all. The fear is just so potent that it doesn't allow you to progress. And so that's why I've come on here today, to really, for us to all look deep within and see what are the barriers stopping you from progressing. And when you identify those barriers, you have to sit down, work out a plan, work out a strategy. Because unless you do that, you can't move forward. Because fear will eventually stifle your hopes and dreams. And then you'll be the person maybe in 10, 15 years from now, or 20 years from now, going, if I was younger, I would have done this, I would have done that. You'll be beating up yourself because things that you could have done then, you put off. You were too afraid. So I'm just going to see if any one of you got any comments. Nope. Okay. And so this live is not going to be a long one, really. I just wanted to see if I could invite you guys. Let's see if anybody wants to come in and talk or just comment on this particular topic. I'm going to give you the opportunity. Okay. Debbie saying fear is staying in the West and being oppressed and stagnant. This environment is not conducive to our growth. I have decided to invest in Nigeria and now our business is flourishing. So let's repeat that. I have decided to invest in Nigeria and now our business is flourishing. What I want to say is congratulations. And thank you for sharing that here on the platform. And like you said, fear is staying in the West and being oppressed and stagnant. You said it perfectly. And that's how many of us in the West or in the Americas, we feel. We feel that we're at a dead end. And on the continent, like I've been traveling to Africa since 2011, up till now. I've been to Egypt, Morocco, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, where else? I think that's it. And still, I'm wanting to travel to more different areas of the continent. And I've seen so many untapped potential. And I'm thinking, oh my God, even me when I'm there, I'm like, oh my God, this would be a very good business idea. This would be good. You could create jobs for the locals. You know, you can, live a really nice life and, you could really invest and contribute towards economic growth within the countries. But I also say to myself, oh my goodness, I really want people to push past their barriers, because there's so much that can be achieved on the continent. And as much as I have good ideas and there's projects that I'm working on, I can't do it all. I really can't do it all. And I'm relying on you guys out there as well to contribute to the development of Africa, to put aside our fears. I'm not saying go into this with the wool over your eyes. No. You have to be smart. You have to strategize. You have to plan. But don't allow fear to suffocate your dreams, to keep you oppressed, and to keep you stagnant. Stagnant as in no progress. You're not going anywhere until the day you die. We are better than that. And I feel like we need to really look within and realize that there's greatness within us. And until we have that mindset shift, then we're still going to be in the same place, doing the same things day in, day out, stressed, doing that 9 to 5 that you don't want to do, dealing with attitudes at work that you don't want to deal with, dealing with a boss that's nasty, doing things, you don't want to do. And so we need to see the potential that we have within us. We need to believe in our abilities. People are going to say that, oh, but Africa, it's unstable. It's this, it's that. Now tell me, which place, which country in the world doesn't have its own challenges? The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I like that. That's true. Fear false evidence appearing real in our life, and then we just believe it. In our head, sometimes we're toying. It's like something is saying in our head, you're not capable. You can't do it. You don't have what it takes. You're a loser. And then you start to internalize it, and that's it. You know, it's over. So let's read some more of your comments. Rainy Month says, I have a 1-year plan. Fantastic. The hardest part of leaving the USA is deciding you want to leave. I understand, but I think if you've got a plan and you set your mind up for it, definitely. I think where, you know, you've been living that cushiony lifestyle in the USA or even in Europe, you do feel comfortable. You do feel very comfortable. It's like a baby in his mother's arms. He doesn't want to leave. When I'm holding my son, my youngest son, in my arms, he doesn't want to leave. Sometimes I'm saying, go on, play. Give me some air, you know? And he's just so comfortable. He doesn't want to leave. And sometimes that's how we are. We're so comfortable in Europe, even though we're uncomfortable, if you know what I mean, because there's so many things that are against us. Right, let's see some more of your comments. Marvelous. So we in the system building people's dreams, minding white people business. Yeah, so many of us. Oh God, you know, this is deep. This is actually a very deep statement on so many levels. Because you're right. The businesses that we're working in for somebody else, that was their dreams that we're building. Their dreams that we're building, and they're reaping the benefits. But for us, many of us, we're scared to build our own dreams. And other people are out there doing it. Other people are partnering. And that's one thing I encourage the Black community to do, is unite, get together, build, leave a legacy behind. Leave something behind that the next generation can be proud of. One day we will become the ancestors. What will they have to say about us? Ebony956 saying, thank you, sis. I need to hear this morning while I prepare to head to work. I will work out a strategy. I will fear no more. You're welcome. I really, like, this was on my heart, as I said last night. And for me, I said, you know what? Even if one person gets something out of this, that's enough. That's enough, because I know how much it has transformed my world just by putting fear aside. And obviously, sometimes I am faced with a situation where fear tries to creep in. Definitely, but I don't allow it to overtake my mind. I just think, okay, why am I fearful about this thing? What is it that needs to happen? How can I plan to make sure that things move in the right direction? But I will not allow fear to keep me oppressed, stagnant, and prevent me from living out my potential. And therefore, I've promised myself until my very last breath, I have to work hard for the things I want. And so that's what I'm encouraging you all to do. I believe we only have one life, one chance. So why don't you give it your best? Start building your hopes and dreams. Start reaping the benefits of things that you've invested in. Because so many times the Black community, we know it, many of us know the figures. We put money in things that don't give us returns for the future. And so this was really a message to encourage you guys, really. as I said, and I'm not on here very long. I'll be off shortly, but it was just a message to really encourage my viewers and beyond. Face your fears. Do what you've always wanted to do. Ways that we can step outside the box. Sometimes we think, oh, I'm not knowledgeable in this area. I'd like to explore this. I'd like to explore that. Oh, this, oh, that. In that case, why don't you take a class? There's so many courses online. Even now, I'm doing a course online. Now I'm doing a course online. Many of us are thinking about, that's one thing I spoke about here on the channel, is creating jobs. And if you feel like you don't have enough knowledge in, say, like business and business management, you can do an online course. Even there's so many courses online that are free. The one that I'm taking right now is free. You can do a free course in business management or marketing strategies. So when you get onto the continent, what strategies are you going to put in place for your business to be successful? We have to be willing to put in the work if we want things to be successful. Or if you want to be able to make profits from your business, so that when you are on the continent, you can sustain yourself. And for many of us, we're there with our families. We're bringing our families along. Like me and my husband, we have 2 young boys, as I said. We're bringing our boys along. So it's very important for us to have a plan that will allow us to be sustainable. Oh, Doreen, thank you for subscribing. Let's see, we've got a guest here. We've got Marvin here. How do okay, add. Hello.
How you doing? You okay?
Hello, Marvin.
I'm good. How are you?
Can't hear you. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Sorry. Some reason. Is it your mic?
Let me double check. Okay. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Welcome, Marvin.
Okay. Lovely topic. I'm surprised I saw you here today, midday.
I know everybody's like, I wasn't expecting you, but as I said, I wasn't really expecting to do this topic, but it was on my heart, and I felt I had to share this message with somebody.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. It's a very good topic. It's good to get into the consciousness of your viewers so that they can, get some things to make them think and see that they are not alone. So, yeah, but you're so correct in that, you're learning a new skill. That's very good. A lot of people who are stuck in America or in Europe needs to realize that they need to add value to themselves. So, put away the going out, the parties, and learn new skills, learn new things. There's I think it's called Udemy, where you can learn a course online. And there's YouTube where you can go and learn other simple trades. So for certain men, they can pick up they can learn, carpentry and joinery, learn mechanic, just do these things as a hobby. And those hobbies will add value to yourself. And those values can create an income. Because if you want to really build something in life anywhere in the world, you have to add value to yourself. A woman wants to be in a relationship with a man, she has to bring value to this man. Likewise, the man has to do it vice versa, bring value to the woman. So it's not only about, just doing these skills because you want to move to Africa, but you do it for yourself. And, you write a list of the things that you want to do, your goals, write it down. Don't put it on your phone, none of that. Put it on a hard copy piece of paper where you can see it and get it done. Learn to pinch pennies. If you're living in America, you're in the UK, wait when they have sale and buy certain equipments, generators, farming equipment, whether it be a rake or a spade, just these simple things you put together, you put it in a barrel, you hide it in your basement. If you have fears that you want to move somewhere in Africa and you don't want to send money, or you don't trust anyone, then you gather the tools that you're a soldier going on your movement on your own. Okay, a soldier has his tools, his equipments, he has his guns, he has the, the magazines, he has the bags, the water, emergency, and that's what you need to do. You pack the barrel and you're putting your housing equipment, you're buying the seeds, because even now you can purchase seeds for whatever fruits you like, you put them there. Then first thing you do, you go look for the cheapest piece of land, at least where you can anchor down yourself. And you start to think again, okay, first visit, we see the place, we have a piece of land that we can call home that belongs to you. Because let's be realistic, in the Europe or in America, yes, you will own the house but not the land. So for the first time, you own a land that's going to be yours. And this is the way that you remove the fear. Because when you know that you're on the battlefield and you have your back, that fear will slowly be eliminated. But because we're sitting down here in the white man's world and we got so accustomed to their funding, mentally now we're thinking we cannot do anything what we're going to do. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy for our mindset, how they have us. They've indoctrinated us for years, hundreds of years. They have done it, and they have done a damn well good job. And the simple example I give people is after slavery, when it was over, people from the Caribbean, they went into England, Windrush. They didn't know where they were going to sleep. They didn't know what they were going to eat. They didn't know what job they were going to do. After slaves were freed in the North, when soldiers and men came and tell them you were free, they just celebrated, but they didn't have no idea. And the first tool they did was get land. They put their money together and they purchased land. So now that you're here, you have to build a bridge. Find out when you look around now, you see people promoting different parts in Africa. Find out, where do you see a similarity where people are like-minded like yourself, want to do something, and you try to build that bridge until you see you meet someone that's a bit trustworthy, or I wouldn't say trustworthy, but considers freedom the same way as you consider freedom, because freedom means something different to each and every one of us. Okay, now if someone freedom means something different and that you cannot relate to, then you cannot connect with them. You just have to build that bridge, but you live it, that's where it is. You cannot have them to do anything on your behalf or ask them to do anything for you, because what they will consider freedom, you cannot see eye to eye. You're not compatible in that area. That person cannot help you grow either. They can just probably feed you information. That's why you keep that bond. So when you have those lists and you make those tools that will help you mentally and physically to slowly move out of the system, you will do it. You don't have to do it in one day. You don't have to do it in 1 year, but it takes steps, and especially for men normally start seeing their way in life from 35 and up. That's when we start seeing good money and so on. A lot of women, they come to their senses as well over the age of 30 as well. So everything will take time, but you have to gather the tools. You have to create the circle for these things in order for you to move on. If you don't, then you will slowly always be sitting down in fear because you made no moves. A lot of people in America say they want to move to Africa. How much of them have barrels in their basement when there's all these sales for cheap solar equipment? Come on. These days, you're getting solar panels to charge your cell phone and your laptop so cheap. That would help you. But in their basement, they'll have the largest television, okay? They will have the largest stereo system, the pool table, and all the luxuries that make them comfortable, but still becomes a liability in their life. And because of ignorance, they don't realize that they're stocking up on liability and not assets. You go onto their laptop, you go onto their phones, they're busy watching, as I said, minding my people business of what's going on in the media with this entrepreneur or this new singer or this new entertainer. And they're not looking at, hey, what's the new developments going on in Africa? These are the new courses that you can learn. You can do it at home, part-time, simple. You buy an old car, you start learning some mechanics and so on. That's value to yourself. That's a trade. You just probably invested a small amount of money to learn this course or whatnot. That can help you when you go to Africa.
Free. The one I'm doing online right now, it's free.
See, beautiful.
I did my research.
See, you source the equipment. I'm sorry, you source the materials for you to learn, and that's good. At least you're taking steps. And this is the problem with a lot of our people now, is that we want everything ready made, like the microwave lifestyle. We want it quick. It's crazy. One sec.
Wow, 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 wow. We've got Marvin in the building. Says,
Hold on.
everybody says this brother is killing it with the message. So happy I tuned in. So we're just happy that you've decided to come in and share this message with us, and everybody that's viewing. If you like what we're discussing today, don't forget to give this stream a thumbs up, and do go ahead and support us via PayPal. Every support that we get at the moment is going towards the Africa Rising investment funds, which is for young people in the rural settings. You can find out more about this particular initiative by looking in the description bar for all the information about the project. But it's just about supporting young people on the ground who have various business ideas, but they just need funding. So Marvin raised some really valuable points, and those of you who are listening in would really know that what he's saying is valuable. He spoke about the fact that we need to invest in a skill. We need to invest in ourselves. Some of us, we don't want to do that. We're not willing to put in the work. When you don't have the knowledge, today you've got the internet with so much information, so much depth of information. I feel like we haven't got any excuse. We really don't have any excuse, seriously.
So
and another point which you said which was also important is the fact that we put our money in things like so many liabilities, things that don't bring us any returns. And instead of really strategizing and thinking about how we can build our assets, how we can pass this on to our children and our children's children, many of us would just rather accumulate on liabilities. And even that's how psychologically these these different brands, these different brands, they know our spending habits. They know, psychologically, these people, you just shine something in front of them, or just swing something blingy, they'll buy it. That's how we capitalize off these people. They're sleeping, and we need to make money. We need to build our assets. Just keep giving them liabilities. We need to wake up, because the information is out there. We have platforms such as YouTube, to give us a wealth of information. If we say, I can't afford this particular course, you can actually go onto YouTube, and people are learning so many skills on YouTube. The digital world, the technology world has transformed over the last couple of years. So I feel like now really is the time to really, put the press down on that gas and accelerate towards the things that we want to achieve. So Marvin, thank you. I don't know if there's any last words you wanted to say, because as I said, I wasn't really expecting to.
Okay, I can add in something last for your listeners. You just mentioned about brandings, and what about they knowing what we want, which is so true. If you look at Ferrari and Lamborghini, why do you think they don't advertise on the regular televisions? You see advertising, Mercedes, they advertise on regular TVs. BMW, they advertise, but Lamborghini and Ferrari, no. Because why? Their viewers are not at home sitting down watching a television. You understand? The viewers are out there making money. They know what they're doing. So to add some things to raise awareness to certain people is that, listen, you can also look for people who are trying to leave Africa. A lot of people, their mindset is different. They might have a business or a house and they want to sell. They'll give you a good price. That's one. But focus on trying to buy a business from somebody there, or someone who's retiring and they just want to pass on their business to someone. So that's what you can do. If you're living in America or you're living in Europe, businesses are closing down. A lot of Chinese have made American businesses close down. What you look to do, find out where the auction is and you buy all the equipment, you clean them, you service them, you store them. If you're loaded with money, you ship right away. If not, you store it and you take steps. Keep that in mind. A lot of businesses, especially now with the COVID-19, a lot of companies right now going bankrupt. And what you want to do, you want to buy, just like how Warren Buffett did back in the days when stocks were dropping and he just started buying. So now is the perfect time to look for all your equipments right now, and then you store it for whatever business idea you might have. If you're thinking of, hey, I want to move into a quiet village, then want to buy some tools so you can do tool rental. It's very simple. All the villages, they won't have these equipments, or they cannot drive down or ride down to the city. So that will help you as well to put a meal on your table, or to help you buy some bricks or something of the sort, to contribute towards your journey. I mean, you have to take your journey steps, but as I said, you have to focus on these small little things, that where you see, okay, an opportunity that people don't see, and then you can grab that. Someone wants to leave Africa, you buy the house from them, or you buy their business and you jump in. It's already a functioning business. All you have to do is just adjust it so that you can bring in more profit, your creativity or your ideas. Because we need to remember that opportunity is about preparation and timing. So this is what you need to create once you have your list, and you take your everything in steps. But keep in mind, if you're a family person where you have kids, you have a husband, or you have a wife, you have to put them to sit down and let them know that right now we are at war. War to create financial stability in our lives. War to us to have a foundation and own something. So they all have to be on that game. If they're not on that game, it will not work. A chain is only strong as its weakest link. So if your son or your daughter decide, well, he loves Babylon, he wants to stay there, that's fine. Let them stay there, do their thing, but just
Not sure.
change.
Sorry, your connection. You said let them stay there.
Let them stay if they have a certain age, right? But let them know you'll be waiting for them in Africa, because the system will never change.
That's right.
It's always been that.
No, I'm sure, even in Europe, many of us have been waiting. In the Americas, they've been demonstrating for change, and the change that many of us like, will we even live to see that change? What are we waiting for? Why don't we go home and build Africa? Why don't we be a part of that process, part of the development of Africa?
Yeah, laziness. And can you believe it's like this?
Sometimes it's like we don't want to put in the work, but also, as I said, fear. Someone said fear is a big factor, a massive, massive factor. And I must say, even dealing with the pandemic, there's so much uncertainty. But also in that, I feel like you can also think outside the box and see potential opportunities and go for it. Because, you mentioned timing. There's a time for everything. Here I think we have, even though, we're dealing with this pandemic, there's opportunities. And this is the time for a lot of us. Many of us will never get this time again.
Right now, there is lots of opportunity, especially to sit down, read, and learn. And that's the problem with a lot of Americans, is because they were not taught much of history. They were only taught about the slavery and a little about European history, but they were not taught about economical history. So they all believe that the crisis in America can actually be fixed or rebuilt. But I just say one thing to most American people. Look at the Roman Empire. It slowly fell. It did not fall down in a week or a month or a year. It gradually depreciated. Do your research on the Roman Empire. And at the end of the day, America is built on a Greco-Roman system, right? So obviously it's going to slowly depreciate as well. Some of the Romans, they did not want to work for their money. That's why it fell. Also, they had the Trojan horse system where North Africans and so on, they, had children in the Roman system as well. And they were looking to, fight it down from within. Just like how right now we have it in England. You have a lot of migrants coming into Europe. Where are they from? They're from Syria. They're from the Middle East, which was once called the Ottoman Empire, which used to rule in Europe. So basically, they're coming right back in again, but with no guns at this time. They're saying, hey, life looks good here. You guys are offering benefits. You guys are offering a system that's workable. We'll come here and multiply. Europeans are not making much children now. And when you look at that, that's a concept of Europe. Look at America now. Same concept. A lot of Americans made so much money, they got relaxed, especially white Americans. So they're just using now their system that they created to say, hey, black people, we've finished with chain slavery. We'll introduce economical slavery now. So now
That's
that a
right.
lot of people are brainwashed and they cannot see these moves, they don't understand. They're thinking, oh, next year will be good, or year after next will be okay. Unless you see you're not on a certain pedestal where you have a certain platform and a certain amount of money and a certain amount of friends to do favors for you, things will never get better, because at the end of the day, whichever politician you vote for or you recommend, if you don't have your hands in their pocket, they will not serve you. They will
That's
not
right.
help you. They will not do anything for you. They will focus on the closest circle to them. So you have to think, can I make a certain amount of money in America within now and the next 5 years? Yes or no? Can I learn certain skills or have certain properties or have certain investments? Yes or no? If you know that system cannot fit you, you cannot roll with it, my advice, go where you're treated correctly. Just like how you see some of the Middle East people from Syria and all of these countries, they're swimming over. The Mexicans ready to jump a wall to come where they're treated correctly. You have to just pay your plane ticket and go where you're treated correctly. Those who can make it in America, those who can make it in England, good luck to them. But for me personally, I prefer to be a rich man in a poor country than be a poor man in a rich country.
Mm,
Okay? That's
mm.
my opinion. I prefer to go somewhere that I can eat and sleep and drink properly. And at the end of the day, my house and land belongs to me. And I don't have a 50-year mortgage. And then I have to be fighting the fight every day. And then by the time I'm 45, I either have blood pressure or also hypertension or one of those things. And 60, I'm gone. No. Meanwhile, we have white people turning 90 and all odd years old, still looking after the children, still fighting the fight, because why? They have the pedestal, they have the head start. So we need to live that long. We need to at least be around to explain things to two generations and stop dying so early from stress, from bad eating, and so on. And that's my opinion.
No, wow. Very, very powerful. It's always a pleasure to have you here, Marvin.
No
Um,
problem.
you always have some very valuable points for our viewers, and not just points to just say, just talking, but points that really people can really implement, because that's what I really promote on this channel, that don't just come and watch, but how can you, I'm talking to our viewers, how can you gain something from this by implement it in your plan for moving to the continent. Don't just come, sit down, listen, say, this topic's about stepping outside your box and the things that are keeping you oppressed and stagnant. Acquiring the skills, acquiring the knowledge, planning, strategizing. Is it in 2 years? Is it in 5 years? What is the plan? Are you going to be in a situation where you're in a 9 to 5 job, you're not happy, as Marvin says, high blood pressure then ends up killing you at maybe 50 or 60? And so we need to position ourselves so that we can also, like our oppressors who are having a ball, they're having the time of their life, living long, and enjoying that quality of life, and we're building their dreams, we're working for them. We have the mindset that we're not job creators, but we're more like job hunters, and we keep hunting. We're not getting the satisfaction that we deserve, where we can be in a position on the continent where we're creating jobs for our people and we're also reaping the benefits. So thank you so much, Marvin. Again, I really appreciate you. We're about to wrap up now. But
Okay,
I
take care.
with this message. Many of my viewers know that this is not my normal time of sort of coming on, but I had to. I really had to. It was just like this burning desire in my heart. It's just like, you need to come on. You need to speak to the people, because this is real. And I think you mentioned that psychologically, there's been years and years of psychological brainwash that's keeping us stagnant as a Black community, as a people. And so we need to start to challenge that. We need to wake up and say, you know what, I need to push past these boundaries. I see more for myself. I'm not going to allow the fear, false evidence appearing real. I'm not going to allow that to manifest in my life and prevent me from progressing in this life. We only have one life to live, one chance. And therefore, I encourage you to step outside your box, step outside your comfort zone, go to places that you've never been. Because I feel like you will really surprise yourself and you will really be proud of yourself. And so I'm going to end with this. Again, I'm going to read, I'm going to read this quote again, which I read before I leave. I just want to encourage you guys, everybody that's listening, if you've really found this stream valuable, please give this a thumbs up. Please do consider contributing towards the Africa Rising investment funds. It's really important that I have your support because I can't do everything that I'm doing alone. I need the support of my people. So Wisdom, welcome Wisdom. You're coming in, I think, as we're about to wrap up. And Travel the World is saying 6 weeks left in the USA. Wow. Where are you heading? To the continent, obviously, but specifically. I really just want to say thank you all for listening in. This message was powerful. Thank you all for your contributions. Thank you, Marvin, for calling in. It was a pleasure. Again, I know I keep thanking you, but I really, to be honest, I really do appreciate my subscribers. The support I've been getting is just amazing. I never expected it, and I do get overwhelmed, but I do feel blessed, and it is encouraging me that I need to continue. And someone said, and I'm sure it's more of you that said, just by listening to this live already, she's been inspired. So I hope that this message has been inspiring to each and every one of you who have been listening in today, and that you won't just go away, heard the message, just go away and just do things the same way. But I really hope that you implement the message that's been put out across today. And I'll just leave again with this quote. I'm going to read it out. The graveyard is the richest place on earth, because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the interventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take the step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream. Thank you guys all for listening. It's been a fantastic show. I really appreciate every single one of you. Take care. And I encourage you to step outside your box. Mama Africa is calling you. Come home. Take care, guys.